piece of you. I want the whole thing.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
First time on air. Anything to say to Luan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Luan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man,
those graphics.
so smart.
Episode 243. The boys are in the pub. The price is wrong, bitch. I had to play Happy Gilmore there. I couldn't think of anything else. If you don't want to talk Caitlin Clark, Angel Reece, you don't want to talk flag football, you don't want to talk playoffs, then you gotta get out the pub because that's all we got.
Get out.
Get out now.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be good. I guess let's start with let's just start with Angel Reece, Clark, RG3, Ryan Clark, just this whole crazy thing going on. I want to get your all's opinion. You guys are a little bit more basketball heads than me. I grew up in an era of you give hard fouls, nothing comes easy. And I think that's how Caitlin Clark played. That foul on Angel Reece that kind of triggered everything. Angel Reece stood up, kind of went after a little bit. Then it divides. Somehow it becomes from basketball to race. And like it's this whole thing that we saw last year. Like I thought we got all our system. Let's just watch some good basketball now. Of course we don't get that. Like we've got to go on Twitter trolls and battles. And it's like, all right, can we just enjoy like both these players? In my opinion, both these players are great. They're phenomenal. I think Clark is like, I would rather have Clark on my team than Angel Reece. But if I need a big girl, I don't know if I need a 4 or 5, I'll take Reece. I mean, she's phenomenal on the boards.
She sucks. She can't finish.
Yeah, but she's getting monster rebounds.
Everybody knows it.
I don't think she sucks. I think you were comparing apples to oranges. But if we have to compare both fruits, Clark's the better fruit.
It's two different positions. Like Angel Reece could be better, like as a post. Well, not I don't even want to say post player, but like as a 4 or 5, you can't have below 40%, knowing that like she pretty much just started shooting threes.
Yeah,
that's low key kind of ridiculous. And then like I know sometimes people clip it and find different shots that she's taking and like
bang. They
said she sort of like what people said Russell Westbrook used to do, where like he would miss stuff just to get the rebound.
Yeah,
stat pad and stuff. So like they say she misses the stat pad, but then like it gets to a point where it's like I don't know. So I don't know. As players, I don't know how you could compare them just because like it's two different kinds of players. I think the argument comes from like with Caitlin, they already had beef or whatever. Like it's just regular rivalry. But I think the people that support kind of drive the rest of the argument. Like the stuff they say is kind of wild and like
100%.
And I know I watched something where somebody brought up a point where like, I mean, obviously you can't check grown people about what they say, but like she never really like check the fans like, hey, maybe you shouldn't, like you can keep it strictly basketball, something as simple as that. And she never said it. She just kind of, I mean, that's what's paying her bills at this point. So it's like, why would she? Right. I think where the argument comes from.
I think it's weird because, seeing this hard foul happen in the game, as it finally boiled over where I feel like when Clark entered the league, there was all this hate for some reason. And what's funny is it feels like Bird and Magic, like what the NBA went through with Bird and Magic in the 70s.
Who's Bird?
It feels like that with these two, because there was all this great white hype with Larry Bird, and Magic was the other guy and was a very good player. And so like there was kind of this hate on Larry Bird, but of course, like all this hate was going on, and Larry Bird kind of balled out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had these two guys clash, you know, and even though Bird was named Rookie of the Year, Magic goes and wins the Finals MVP. And then it just kind of like that rivalry just made the NBA more fun to watch when ratings were low.
Yeah.
And I feel like for WNBA, whether this is on purpose or whether this is just kind of unfolding before us, I feel like when Clark entered the WNBA, of course, viewership for college basketball was through the roof, like we haven't seen before. So you knew Clark was going to get all this attention. And I feel like Reece was kind of the face for all these other WNBA players who were like feeling this animosity towards Clark. And I don't understand what that was about. There was like this animosity, like when Caitlin Clark entered the league. Like she was not welcomed by her peers, it felt like.
Yeah.
And so there's like this movement. Yeah. There's like this movement for like, well, Angel Reece is better. But when you roll the ball out, it's clear as day that Caitlin Clark is like, is that girl.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wonder. I wonder whether this is intentional or not. If I think this is just great for WNBA, whether they know it or not. Like what they need is a rivalry.
Yeah.
What they need is someone to, as we were saying earlier, we need someone to wear the black hat. And what's funny is Angel Reece. I think we talked last year, like Angel Reece should be the one to wear the black hat. But because she's playing victim, I think Clark has finally embraced her role wearing the black hat of the WNBA.
Well, so we talked about last year, like Reece, she wants to be the bully, but then she cries victim when like, she goes away. And like, Tim, cover your ears. Bill Lambier, who came up with this statement, like wear a black hat, he was kind of the same way. Like he was a dick, but when he didn't get his way, he wanted to pout and cry to the refs. Like, you know, Isaiah Thomas saying, like the bad boys were bad until you stepped to him, Michael Jordan, and they didn't want to shake hands. They just kind of, you know, they kind of played victim a little bit. I think she needs
competitors, right? And I think that's part of it. This is the optimistic view? Is I get it. Angel Reece is a competitive,
but I'm with you. She needs to lean in, be the villain. Everybody loves a villain. I used to preach in front of my teams, like no one likes us. Be the bad guy.
Yeah,
and see that's what Clark did when Clark got the tech in that game. It just was like, oh, we love her now. Yeah, and like Reece doesn't realize it.
All right, I know we're all the same age. We grew up in a different era of basketball. In your all's opinion, is that a hard foul? To me, I think it's not necessarily a hard foul. It's a
it was like a hard, unnecessary foul. But like with the way I play and the way I understand basketball, like I love a good frustration foul. So I'm not even mad at the foul. I'm genuinely not mad at the foul.
Yeah,
I'm mad at people's like responses to it. And I really feel like it shows like who's an athlete and who isn't, because who among us hasn't fouled somebody just for the hell of it? Or who among us just wasn't put on the team just to foul somebody, i.e. like most football players and stuff. So like for her to do that, like it must, like you said, like if neither one of them wanted to wear a black hat, maybe it's opposite. Like maybe it's Caitlin Clark's turn, and then like throughout the season when Angel starts like making shots and stuff, she turns into the villain. But
no, Reece missed her opportunity.
Well,
she could have done it. She assumed her role as the victim, and Clark just took it from Angel.
Yeah,
and the WNBA turned her into the villain, and I'm all here for it. I'm here for Caitlin Clark to be the villain that everybody loves for some reason. Like now, it's like people have turned where it's like WNBA says, "Well, she's the villain." And all the fans are like, well, yeah, bring it on. Start fighting all these hoes. Like, let's go.
Pretty much. I think one of the problems, because to me, when I look at WNBA, that's like the last fundamental basketball you can watch outside of like women's college hoops. And even that is becoming like more individual based. But I remember like one of my quarrels with Caitlin Clark was like the shot volume and stuff. And I know like it got to a point, because I remember when James Harden went on those tears with the Rockets, I'm like, bro, we okay with this? Like all this shooting, and everybody was like, oh, James Harden is the GOAT. And then Caitlin Clark comes and does the same thing. And like, it's interesting too, because you start having that whole patriarchy argument where like people were talking about that with Caitlin Clark, but I remember when James Harden was just doing shit, and everybody was just like celebrating. And it took Caitlin Clark a while to kind of be celebrated, and like all the OGs of the WNBA, like Cheryl Swoops, she doubled back, and I apologize. Personally, I don't agree with that. Like if you said it, you should have meant it. Like,
10 toes down, stand on it.
You're a WNBA player with your own shoe. You should just stand on what you said. But I mean, whatever, you know, she's a girl's girl or whatever. But like I do see like how people feel about players changing the game somewhat. Like you doing all this volume shooting, and like even I remember when she first got in, she was just trying to force all these passes, and I'm like, well, is she stat padding too? Like, why is nobody saying anything? And they're like, and you kind of lose sight of like all the other players on her team because people are focusing on her, and it's like, why? You know, like she has to pass the ball to somebody, and even if she doesn't, she's gonna take a crazy shot. And there was a time where she was going for like 4 for 18 or something like that, and everybody was cool with it. Even when she first got in too, like she figured it out during playoffs, which is like the perfect time. But I specifically remember those first few games, and like they held on to her. And it's interesting because in the WNBA, there's like less room for error for rookies. Like as soon as you get drafted, like you have to be on point with the rest of the team. Now with NBA rookies, they just do shit. They just go out there and like dribble, do everything wrong, and they get paid a lot more. But this is a different story.
Well, I think with Clark, she went into the Fever like total rebuild. They knew this was going to be the moneymaker, the franchise player Clark was, and so it was kind of like let her figure it out. Where like you look at these other rookies we talked about last week, a lot of WNBA rookies are getting cut, getting waived. Where like Clark is like, hey, you just got to figure this thing out, girl. Like we got your time, and it was. I don't want to compare her to Michael Jordan, but when Michael Jordan was drafted for the Bulls, it was kind of the same thing. Like, hey, we got to build a team around you, but you got to figure out how to play NBA basketball. This isn't Chapel Hill.
Right.
And, you know, you see that with a lot of good players, great players. So I'm with you. I think she's figured it out finally. Yeah.
Where Paige Beckers is already playing like a WNBA player.
Oh, yeah. She looked phenomenal last night.
And like, I don't know if people really – I think – maybe players like Angel Reece and Caitlin Clark in college kind of stole the spotlight from Paige, and she was hurt, obviously.
She was hurt, yeah.
But like now, people are like, "Whoa, Paige Beckers, UConn." Yeah. Like I think that kind of surprised people this year, which was weird. I don't think that should have.
And I also think three different types of teams she goes into. Like Fever and Sky, they're in a rebuild. They need these people like hang their hats on. Where Paige can kind of come in and assume a role that's not, hey, I need you ASAP. Like you got to go. Where she can she's got some vets.
She's a facilitator.
Yeah. So
she is like the top tier guard. Like she has to kind of lead the team, sort of like
that's
how
true.
She has to lead the team, but like I see what you're saying. Like the Wings were definitely in a rebuild year. Like they did pretty well in the draft. If I'm not, never mind. She plays for the Phoenix Mercury, whatever.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Mercury and the Dallas Wings, like they were sort of in the rebuild, and they did that in the draft. But yeah, I was watching Paige the other day, and that's what brought it to mind. Like, wow, these women really gotta like just get drafted. I think the draft is like a month away from preseason, and you just gotta be on point, or else like you're not gonna have a job in the States. You know, you're gonna be overseas, and so like
absolutely,
and it's like not any room for error. And I think it helps that like coming from a program like UConn, like keep in mind a lot of vets in the WNBA came from UConn. Like I think Tina Charles and a couple of people that I completely forgot about. But you come in basically like a consummate pro, and like maybe the game is faster, maybe it's not even that fast because you play faster on the collegiate level. But you know,
yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Let's talk about these two guys on the screen, RG3, Ryan Clark, real quick. This frustrates the shit out of me. They're both media personalities. They have each other in their phones.
Mhm.
Call each other up. Don't take the Twitter. Don't take the X with this. Like, come on, what are we doing? Anytime you bring families in, I'm not a big Ryan Clark fan as it is. I've never thought he's a good analyst. I didn't really
He's a
think
Steeler.
he doesn't. Yeah, and I'm biased, but dude, when he came in, he's all right. Anyways, I'm gonna go on tangent. I don't want to. I'm not a big Ryan Clark fan. I'm also not a big RG3 fan. It's just like, hey, can we just talk to each other? Just call each other up. We don't got to put this shit on social media. Like, that drove me wild.
Teammates, like I forgot Ryan Clark went back to the Skins when RG3 like was on this literal last leg over there, and like
literal.
He said like you were a bad teammate, and I'm thinking like that was Ryan Clark's last year in the league in RG3's last season. Yeah, last season as a Reece.
So.
And I'm trying to figure out like it's two different positions. I'm trying to figure out like what exactly was observed for him to say that, because I don't know. I know RG3 in his response, he said something about obviously you gonna respond about the family part, like keep my family out of it, blah blah blah. But he never responded to the part where he said like you a bad teammate. And I'm like, how in the world is he a bad team? How are you a bad teammate if you're injured? I want to know more about this. Somebody's got to explain that part.
Yeah.
But
it's also the Red, like they were such a dysfunctional organization anyways. He's not in the building. Like, of course he's a bad. Like, I don't know. I fuck Ryan Clark. I'm trying not to be biased, but fuck.
They said that dude, Rob Parker. They said he wasn't wrong for calling RG3 a cornball brother, and I completely forgot about that. I forgot he got fired, kind of just off of that. Maybe it was probably more stuff. I don't know, but I do remember that specific thing. And they said he wasn't wrong. He was just early. But it was interesting because RG3 put that. And then
you got a wild animal behind you.
Yeah.
Crash is doing stuff.
Yeah, sorry. I'm watching the Wolves right now. I'm getting like
Thomas, I don't think he's a journalist or anything. But I think he graduated with a degree or something in it. But he used to play for the Wizards. Like, he responded to it with a note, and I think Emmanuel Acho responded. I don't know. Like, it's interesting. Like, I guess this is what I hate the fact that the WNBA has to sustain off of drama and off of people's knee-jerk reactions to like women doing things in general, and like it's drama, bro. Like, I told you a couple episodes ago, I was like, I started watching it because like it seemed like you get drama in basketball, and like the drama every year, bro, the drama goes up.
Yeah.
And now we see like the drama spilling over into sports outlets, which I guess that's good for their marketing. But like, is this really how they want to increase their brand? Like, is this what you want the little girls to look up to?
Right. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, because like then it's gonna start being like wrestling, where you just start making up drama that doesn't make sense, like just to stay relevant.
Exactly.
Who got his tooth stuck in my shoe?
All right. Well, Fitz is already talking about it, so let's jump into it. Oh,
he got his tooth stuck in my shoe.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
He's all
right. All right. So we got the conference finals. RIP Crash. I'm just kidding. You got the Thunder versus the Wolves. That game's going on right now, and then Pacers versus the Knicks. You guys talk about the games leading up to it. Talk about these finals real quick. I'm gonna do the math. I didn't do my homework before, so I'm gonna add up the tallies, and then you guys take it away.
First off, I love to see there was some statistic about like the same teams being in the conference semifinals and the finals, and this is like some 2K shit. Like, I never expected to see these teams to this point. I didn't like as hot as the Thunder started. I thought surely, because the same thing happened last year where they started pretty hot and they kind of died down. But Sam Presti and the coach must have figured something out. Interesting enough, I think the coach started out in the G League and he got to this point. So I think that's pretty cool for him.
For sure.
I love the fact that pure spite and hate is driving Ant to this point. I agree with it.
Pure spite and hate.
Yeah. Like I think last year was kind of like a bad taste in his mouth because I really thought everybody thought he was going all the way, and then um all the changes and stuff for them to get to this point. And then now, honestly, like imagine a finals where you got the Timberwolves and the Knicks. 2025 is weird. Like this is definitely a simulation because when the hell
Oh
the
my
Timberwolves
gosh.
and the Knicks? Come on now.
Well, okay. Well, the Pacers and the Wolves were both in the conference finals last year. I
Yeah.
feel like they were kind of the sleeper teams. Um, but I think if you were reading the tea leaves, it was like these are the coming teams, and especially in Halliburton and Edwards, those were the two superstars that were kind of coming, or two of them. The Thunder were a big surprise. I mean, I knew they were going to be good. I didn't think they'd be this good.
Yeah.
And obviously they're very young, but they're loaded. And then the Knicks, the weirdest thing about the Timberwolves Knicks is they made that big trade, the Cat for DiVincenzo and Randall, and somehow it worked. It helped both of them. like no one was the wiser. It feels like, as both of them are playing really good. So yeah, I'm just this Wolves Thunder matchup. I'm worried I'm gonna eat my own words on this because that was the game I was at the earlier this February. The Wolves play the Thunder, and then they went on the road to OKC, and they had one of those crazy comeback wins. I can't remember how much they trailed by. So I think they trailed by 23, and they came back and won. And that was without both that little run was without Randall, DiVincenzo, and Gobert. And so my buddy that I went to the game with, I was like, "Hey, we're as good, if not better than the Thunder, and we're not even full strength. We don't even have we missed like 3 of our guys." So, I'm worried. I don't want to jinx them, and I'm worried I already did. But that was a real thought of, we're back to full strength. Like let's go. Roll it on out. In when they played in that comeback game against the Thunder back in February, March, there was a lot of double team on SGA, and so I've been wondering that as we watch this series unfold, when SGA brings the ball up, are we gonna do that double and trap and force? They're really forcing Caruso was their guy of like it was almost like Chris Finch was like, all right, if anybody's gonna beat us, it's Caruso. Let him shoot. And we'll double SGA, guard the floor. If you gotta leave somebody, leave Caruso. And it was kind of live and die by that. So when Caruso got hot, we lost in Minnesota. But when he was cold in Oklahoma City, we came back.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna change that strategy because we got Gobert. We got we've got our pieces back. But it'll just be interesting to see how we defend.
Okay.
Those bench players been balling. Like, who's this dude, number 22?
Oh, that's Jalen Clark.
Jalen Clark has been doing pretty well.
That's my dude.
That's my guy.
I like him.
There was somebody else, like, it was Jalen Clark and somebody else that comes off the bench, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he wearing 00?
Yeah, him.
That guy drives me crazy. I can't remember his name. That's the one I have. Some people really like him. What's his name? They're both rookies, I think, which is
crazy because those aren't the rookies that people expected to blow. Because you had Dillingham and Terrence. I forgot his last name, but yeah,
Terrence Shannon Jr. That's 00.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he rightfully drives you crazy because that's exactly
Jalen Clark. Jalen Clark's defense is exceptional.
Yeah, he Terrence Shannon Jr. like how he drives you crazy now. That's exactly how he played in Illinois. Like,
okay,
we
had to use him a lot when DiVincenzo was hurt. Yeah. He became like the 2 guard in situation. Like if Conley, it was always Conley had more roles, but when Conley needed a break, they'd put in Shannon Jr. Good Lord, he's just a walking turnover.
Yeah.
I'm just like, don't let him touch the ball.
Imagine
Jesus.
like classic 2011, 2010 through 2012 two-way basketball. That's Terrence Shannon Jr. for real.
That dude
Like,
infuriates
pure
me.
athleticism, maybe IQ. If he's getting tired, maybe he'll think about it. But other than that, you just go out there and hooping like your life on it. May not be right, but you hooping, you know.
And the dude I love was Luka Garza. When
Yeah,
Gobert and Randall were out, Garza was my guy.
He
Naismith, right? When he Naismith Player of the Year,
yeah,
Iowa. I always thought he looked like Tim Farner for some reason.
I thought he was gonna get more PT.
Luka Garza.
That's
He's a big dude.
Mhm.
Kind of jacked like Tim is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. All right, let's dive into it. The Thunder's road to get here. They beat the defending champs. They beat the Nuggets. Joe kick, or not the defending champs, but a year removed the champs. Great resume for them. Timberwolves knock off Lakers, LeBron. Then they knock off Steph, Warriors. Like, it just feels like a good story. Who do you guys pick here? Thunder, T-Wolves, Fitz. You have the lead. 7 wins, 1 loss. You went perfect last round.
Wow.
Shout out to the boy. So
Wow.
7-1. You have the right of way.
My gut is to take the two teams that were here last year and didn't get their ticket punched to the finals. It would be the Wolves Pacers.
So you're going Wolves for the Western Conference.
That's my gut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wolves. I went 6-2. I'm gonna take the T-Wolves. Devontae, you went 5-4. You zig or you zag here?
Between the Thunder and the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the T-Wolves in. Ooh,
Guy's calling a shot.
yeah, T-Wolves in 1, 2, 3, 4. T-Wolves in 5.
Oh no.
T-Wolves in 5.
Wolves in 5.
I'll give you a bonus point if it happens.
I feel like it's gonna be Wolves in 7 if we're guessing games.
All right.
I'm
Eastern
worried.
Conference. We talked about it last week. Knicks beat a Celtics team that we lose Tatum, but all through the series, we did not look at the Celtics that I thought we would. Not all the season. It looked bad. It was terrible. It was ass.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe it. It was just.
But still at 6.
Still at 6. But it was over after Tatum got hurt. It was over after we lost 2 in a row at home. Well, let's be honest here. Anyways, Pacers beat the shit out of the Cleveland Cavaliers, which they were the 1 seed. Everybody thought Cleveland really had the team, but I'm with Fitz. People forget the Pacers were here last year. Like, this is nothing new. Like, it's the same team. They just got
loaded with all-stars too.
Yeah. So, Pacers, Knicks, Fitz, are you sticking with the Pacers?
I'm sticking Pacers.
Pacers.
It's close. I mean,
Yeah.
This one, both of these could go to 7. Seriously. But I would take the Pacers in 6, if I'm being honest.
I know our boy Cato listens every week. He's a big Knicks guy. Jalen Brunson, he's nasty. He's good.
Yeah, it's tough. I still think the Knicks, they're one of the most talented teams. I was just convinced I thought they were going to be an early out. I just thought their chemistry was a little off.
This is different.
They proved me wrong.
MSG's
proved me
bumping.
wrong.
Celebrity Roll's bumping. Timothy Chalamet, I don't even know who that is, but he's got the people going. He's got the celebs there. Spike Lee is loving it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the rivalry of who's the origin of basketball. Yeah. Is it New York or Indiana? There's a little bit of that.
There is
going on.
Where did
New York City?
Indiana.
Why is that the
birthplace of basketball?
Larry Bird.
Who said that? Indiana.
Indiana.
I think Kansas has a better argument than they am.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my research on that one.
You know what?
I'm going with the Knicks sweep on this one.
Knicks sweep.
Just because Fitz said that, I'm going with Knicks sweep.
Knicks sweep in 4. All right. Well, Devontae didn't let me roll there. I'm gonna go Pacers. We'll go Pacers. All right. So me and Fitz, we could end up the same thing. One game back. Devontae could take a real crack at this thing, especially calling shots in 5 games or 4 games. So I love it. Any other NBA talk you guys want to do? I know we had the NBA draft or combine. Cooper Flag looks good. He's all of 6'7", number 1 pick. I feel like it's locked up, right?
I don't care about any offseason. We're still in the playoffs.
Damn.
It's like, why, it's like during NFL, they'll try to talk about offseason stuff. And it's like, we got the AFC Championship. What are we talking about?
Right.
It's like, or it's Super Bowl. We're talking offseason. Like, we guess we still got a Super Bowl. It's not offseason until the regular season's over.
You were a
in my
teacher,
book.
Got to plan ahead. But I see what you're saying.
Gotta enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
I like that. That's true. Right now, as I'm looking up at the screen, it's 23-20. I think that's T-Wolves. Yeah, T-Wolves. Yeah. But one thing I thought was interesting, the actual measurements for draft, like they take the measurement. First of all, I guess because like I've been tall all my life, I didn't realize like how much people put on for like weight and height. Like but I do remember my senior year of high school, they put me as like 6'3", 300. To be fair, I was like close to it. I was like 296 or some shit. But apparently, I'm reading it. I don't know where this came from. Cooper Flag measured 6'7" 3/4 in socks with a 7-foot wingspan, weighed 221, which is actually bigger than I thought he was. Made a solid 67 of his 106 shots in the shooting drills and had a 29-inch no-step vertical and a 35.5-inch max vertical. I don't know what it was in my head that had me thinking that Cooper Flag was like close to 7 feet, but he's not. And then your other boy, Con Canuple, they told him he was 6'7", he was 6'5" in socks, and he had to do the drills and stuff with the injury. And then my boy Jace Richardson, they listed him as 6'3". This man is barely 6 foot, so I am quite embarrassed for him.
Wow.
So when you just letting all the 5'9" kings out there know that height is relative.
I like it.
Be delusional. Dream big.
There you go, baby. There you go. I love it. All right. NHL playoff talk. This is also close for the Pick'ems race. All right. Canes, Florida. They're playing right now. Canes down by 1 goal, going in the second period. Plenty of time. Dallas, Edmonton, coming from the West. All these series were great. They lived up to it. You look at 4-1, but Canes, Caps, I feel like a lot of those games could have went either way. Same with Oilers and Vegas Knights. Like it got the people going, got the juices flowing. The Maple Leafs, Panthers, game 7 was lights out. It was phenomenal. I feel like they beat the shit out of each other, which I'm hoping for as a Canes guy. All right. Just want to do the math. 7.
They're playing
I'm 11-1
music at the PNC Arena right now.
I'm here for it.
I don't get what that's about.
I went blaring. Perfect. I went 4-0.
Blaring in there. The puck's already flying around. Why's the music going?
Why not? Devontae went 2-2. That brought him to 5-3, 7-5. And Fitz, you went.
I'm probably doing terrible.
1-2. You went 2-2 as well. That brought you to 7-5.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'll take the lead here. I'm gonna go. We'll start with the West. I'm gonna go Dallas. I feel like they're gonna choke, but I'm going Dallas here.
I'll go Dallas. Keep it stateside. I also haven't watched any of these matchups, so yeah, we'll go with Dallas, and it's been working so far.
That is the only pick of yours that you've been consistent on.
Is it my pick?
His homework, yep.
Yeah.
I'm watching this game.
Watch.
I'm gonna take. I gotta keep going with McJesus. I'm going with Edmonton.
That's not a bad pick, man. I feel like he's finally mature. He's ready to go. All right. Canes, Panthers. I'm taking my Canes. I'm going all in. Give me the Ric Flair. Woo!
Yeah,
Canes
Florida
in
just
5.
scored.
Who did?
Florida. It's 3-1.
Fuck. I feel good. Feel good.
They a
Canes
fourth
in 5.
quarter team. Canes a fourth quarter team.
That's right. There's only 3 periods, but yep, third period team.
True.
Being in PNC, you got to be a fourth quarter team. So, yeah. That's how it's going to work.
All right. Devontae, who you take?
I got to take the Panthers, I guess, in order for the Canes to win. So, we'll take the Panthers.
We all salute your sacrifice.
Now I just realized, is it no longer the PNC Arena? Or
It's
Lenovo.
Lenovo, yeah.
Lenovo?
Yeah.
They
Remember it was
did nothing but change the name.
Center? It used to be the RBC.
That's
The
right.
RBC.
Yeah, with the lion, the food lion.
We gotta go back to just naming stadiums like not after, yeah. Like why we gotta name it after the
Great American
sponsorship?
Ballpark. I'm
Capitalism.
with you.
You gotta get this
Soldiers Field, Lambeau Field.
Yeah. All right, who do you got?
I've got against the Canes this whole time, and I've been wrong. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna say Florida.
You scared me. I was like, oh shit.
I'm gonna say Florida.
Right. Florida. There it is. All right. All for that Pick'ems trophy. It's not going anywhere, boys. Staying right here. All right. Put these in a couple of fire. I've got 2 fun questions for us, and then Fitz, we've got a special project of yours that I can't wait to dive into.
Oh gosh, yeah. After I woke up from my nap, I said we shouldn't do this. This is so stupid.
No, we shouldn't.
Bro, do it.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
Oh.
I think it's more. I was worried it's selfishly fun for me, but I don't know if it's gonna be fun for everybody else.
No, you didn't send me any graphics. We could save it for next week.
You got us all
If you
excited.
need the
for it,
graphics.
and
All right, let's do it. We'll do it. We don't have graphics, but it'll still be fun.
Before we get there,
Okay.
I got 2 things I saw on social media. I figured we might as well do it. Flag football. NFL owners are going to allow it, which I think is great. They're going to let their players play flag football for the Olympics to go win Olympic gold, which I think is pretty awesome. So you got $15. Get to build your Olympic team.
But this is flag football.
This is flag football.
So you can't hit.
Can't hit.
How you show
different game, different kind of
Remember,
game.
these guys are going to play offense and defense.
your sneaky athleticism.
Keep that in mind.
Like I don't know if I want Derrick Henry for flag football.
Right. How much are you going to run it,
He has stiff arms anyway.
Dude, they used to get me in that for flag football, like flag guarding. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do?
You're right.
I just remember Tim every time he catch the ball, he put it over his head.
The ball fucking giant ass. People would run away from it. He'd be fucking intimidating. He was scary.
I love that.
Right.
I couldn't catch a ball. The glory days.
It was great. Danny Menace fracturing his collarbone. All right. So take a look at the list. Let me know for $15.
$15.
Oh well, I'll take Joe Burrow for $1.
Joe Burrow for $1. What position is going to play on
QB?
defense for you?
This is my QB.
Yeah. What position you going to put him at?
Probably safety. Or
Okay.
yeah, maybe he'll be my pass rusher.
Okay.
You don't need right? You don't need like an interior lineman for flag
No.
football.
It's not.
You just need speed.
Yeah.
So how many players do I get?
Let's go 5, right? There's 5 categories. We got the $5, $4, $3, $2, $1. Let's go 5.
Okay. All right.
Let's start with, well, I guess we can do the positions first, I guess.
Yeah,
So
quarterbacks. Yeah.
You said Burrow. I'll take Jaden Daniels for mine.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Jaden Daniels too. $3 for Jaden Daniels. I feel like that's a good deal. You can play him at quarterback, safety, little corner. I feel like he can do it all. Yeah. All right. Now let's go to wide receiver. We got Jefferson. We got wide receiver 1. Yeah, let's go wide receiver 1. Who's your wideout 1 here? We got Jefferson, Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, St. Brown, Vontae Adams, Malik Neighbors. Let's see if I missed anybody.
I'll take Tyreek.
Taking Tyreek for 4.
I gotta take Tyreek.
Keep track of your totals. I think
I got it.
5. Yeah.
I've spent $5.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going with Malik Neighbors for mine.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good for
That's a
$1.
good one.
It's a really good deal.
$4.
Yeah. I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jamar Chase. I'm going to go flashy. I'm going to go big. Jane Daniels, Jamar Chase. I feel like connection. All right, wide receiver 2.
This is interesting. I might go Sauce Gardner.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, I might go Sauce.
I'm gonna go wide receiver 2. I'm going with Sedarian for mine. So 4,
Ooh.
5, 9. Got $6 left.
I like that. I'm going to go Cooper DeJean, the white boy out there. See what we can do. All right, I'm at 9. All right, tight end, halfback. What do you got?
All right, I got $8. $8 left. I really want, I really want Bijan. Just because I think he'd be hard to get his flags. I'm gonna do it. I'll take Bijan for $5.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Ooh, all right. When I pick my last 2, I can explain it if you have questions. But I'm going back down. I'm going back down to Brock Bowers.
Ooh, going a big target there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm at $9. Wait, 5, 8. Yeah, 9. So I got $6 left. I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson. Gonna add another big target out there. I'm going empty.
Yeah, I did
$1
him.
left.
I
Yeah.
took Bijan over him. I got $3 left. I'm looking at that $3 row. I don't need to reach for anybody down there. I'm gonna take a $3 guy. It's either St. Brown or Barkley. I can do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll take, just because I think he's more versatile, I'd take St. Brown because I think he could also play defense for me.
I like that. Yeah. You gotta have guys go both ways.
For my last pick for my flag football team, I'm picking Patrick Surtain.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
And I got a squad.
I got $1 left. I'm surprised you guys haven't done this. I'm going quarterback roulette. Give me Joe Burrow. I got 2 quarterbacks on the field. I know.
But you got 2 of them?
I got Justin Jefferson and Burrow. I get a little throwback here.
Oh, gosh.
Put Burrow at tight end. Back pass set. Gets the ball. All right. That's what I'm going with. All right. The other fun.
Put Rev in and remember the Titans.
That's right.
They put in a quarterback? I thought he was hurt. Cover deep.
All right, the other fun question I saw on social media. Create a Mount Rushmore for your favorite NFL team. Only rule, no player from before the year you were born.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I have to.
So does that mean
no Roger Staubach for your,
But okay, so Favre came to the Packers before I was born. but he played.
But you got to watch him play.
Okay.
Wait,
So as long as they were active in the year you were born.
That's how I read it.
Yeah, that makes
Devontae,
sense.
you
No, I thought he got drafted by the Falcons in '94. I thought you were born in '93.
I was born in '93. I'm saying he.
Hold on. Let me.
Is that right?
Wait. Before I tell you wrong.
I can't remember.
It said, hold on.
I was thinking
it
91 was when he got drafted.
Oh, it was 91, so never mind. Well, yeah.
That's what I think.
No, it was 91. 91.
Okay. Man, don't.
So I think as
don't
long as
question me on my
you
Packers.
were alive when they were on their team.
That makes sense.
I feel like it's
as long
good.
as they were on the active roster. So, like for '93, I'm looking at anyone who's been active after '93.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't have no Bart Starr, no Don Hudson.
No Bart Starr, no Don Hudson.
I'll do mine while you think about it. So we got the Falcons. There are 4 heads on Mount Rushmore, right? So we have Deion Sanders, Matt Ryan.
I think I got mine.
Matt Ryan.
I think that'll shock some people.
This is mine, like my personal favorite. Nobody gonna understand it but me, but Michael the Burner Turner. I'm putting him up there.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
Michael
There you
the
go, one
Burner.
more spot.
And honestly, I'm fighting for that last spot between Julio and Mike Vick.
Who?
I'm going with Julio.
Mike Vick is rolling in his grave right
Oh,
now.
baby.
What are we doing?
It was the cultural phenom was there, but like the numbers, the stats, the memories. Oh my God, Betty Ice, baby. He turned the culture. Him and Burner Turner. That first season turned the trajectory all around. I was there.
I lived it. I was there. That is true.
08, baby. 08.
All right, Fitz, you need more time, or are you ready?
I mean, it's hard. Is this my personal?
This is your
Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore. It's personal, right?
You carved
There's some people that would
This
call
is so
Devontae
hard.
crazy for not putting Mike
This
Vick.
is so hard.
I'm not one of those people. I'm saying some people. I am those people.
Because I feel like the correct Mount Rushmore would be Favre, Rodgers, Reggie White, and then a fourth. Like you'd have to have those 3, and then I don't know who the fourth. I'd probably put like Charles Woodson.
Yeah.
That's not like my 4 favorite Packers, but
This
it's
is yours.
Go ahead and say.
Well, I need to think about.
Okay, you're
Jordy
still thinking.
Nelson.
That's my unofficial make the Packer fans happy. Favre,
We want
Rodgers,
yours.
Reggie
There's
White,
no-
Charles Woodson. Nobody can argue.
We're
I don't
not
think
being
anybody can make
PC
an argument
here.
for those 4.
See, like, do you really claim him like that? Like, even though like he made his money with the Raiders twice. Well, I get it.
Yeah, he was Defensive Player of the Year for the Packers, and he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Changed that defense. He was the centerpiece of Don Capers 3-4 defense
True story.
when it worked,
That man was timeless.
and then we got predictable.
Devontae, you said Prime, Turner, Julio. Who's your who
I got it was Prime, Matt Ryan,
Matt Ryan. That's right. Matty
Michael
Ice.
Burner.
Man, Ryan.
All
Man, Ryan.
right. Well, Fitz is thinking. I'm gonna go Chad Johnson for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Ocho Cinco. Controversial pick on and off the field. Give me Pac-Man Jones.
Easy.
He was lights out on the defense for us. Another lights out defensive player, a guy who a lot of people would not put in their Mount Rushmore of Bengals players. Vontez Burfict. Knocking CTE into people.
You like to shake the table.
I do. I was thinking TJ Hushman's out of there, but I got to go Vontez. And my 4th, I'm going Joe Burrow. Give me a current player. Give me Joe.
Yeah, I like it.
Take him over Carson
No
Palmer.
Rudy
any day.
Johnson, man.
Oh, I do love Rudy. I got his jersey. But
Big Rudy.
big Rudy guy. But no, Vontez Burfict took that spot. All right, Fitz. Time is yours.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you.
All right. All right. This is my personal. This is just pure Fitz nostalgia.
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
I got Al Harris,
Ooh.
Donald Driver, Bubba Franks, and I think I go back and forth here if I should stick to 2000s or if I can creep into the. I'll take Jordy Nelson.
There it is. That's Fitz. That was the right.
Yeah.
Get with
Yeah.
it. That's Fitz right there.
Like those were guys I just loved. Like when you talk about just players that I loved everything about them.
I do ask, what's with the Bubba Franks pick?
Oh, Bubba Franks, man. He was I love Bubba Franks.
Over Jermichael.
He just did, yeah. Oh, Jermichael was too hype. He was all talent, but I feel like Bubba did all the dirty work for us, and it was just productive, was reliable. I love Bubba Franks, and he was one of the first players that I just loved.
Yeah,
Al Harris was the other one.
That's a great one.
Dreadlocks in his way. He was bad. Man, talk to Nigel Jones about Al Harris. That was a guy we ran high school track with, or had to play football with. But Nigel Jones loved Al Harris. Was this guy?
He was this guy, dude. Yeah. Nigel talk every day in wrestling practice. He talked to me about it. I'm like, Nigel, I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Green Bay fan, man.
Like y'all would have conversations about Al Harris.
We'd have conversations about Al Harris.
He would. I wouldn't.
Oh well, I would
Fitz
get back in.
Actually, kind of wild.
I'm just sitting there like, I wish we had a good team. I don't know. All right. All right, Fitz. Real quick, you want to do it?
We can do it.
All right.
We can do it. All right. So this is purely. So again, what's funny is talk about, you got to enjoy the ride of a season. You can't get into the next season till you complete the first one. So we completed. I look at my youth work as seasons. So the end of the year. Now we got to change gears. We got to look at the season ahead. We moved kids all around. Anyway, I've got my rosters for each age group in our church, and each age group gets a sports team image on their roster sheet. And so I was curious, as I'm going to update these and evaluate, I got to consider each group. So I'm going to describe the group, and you tell me what sports team correlates. Does that make sense?
So is any sports team?
It can be any sports team. Yeah.
Okay.
And I locked in mine, so I'll tell you what I ended up choosing. But we'll see if you make me change my thinking.
All right. Save yours until after we give ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. Well, first, I'm going to start with, I don't have any high schoolers right now. Our oldest group is 8th grade going into 9th grade.
Okay.
And so this is unique. This is a team that they will be the first. They are like the trendsetters. They'll be the first to do what they've ever done. So they don't have anybody that's gone before them. They're a ripe batch, and they've got one kind of centerpiece and then a supporting cast. One centerpiece, supporting cast, and they're very ripe. They're the first to do it.
Oh man, this is good.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Mine actually might be between two. Either way it's going to be the Warriors, but it's either going to be the Monte Ellis Warriors when they started making noise, or like that first when Monte Ellis got traded and it became Steph's team. So I'll go with either one of those.
Oh, I like that. All right, so when you said like trendsetters, they're starting the way, they're young, I was thinking Fab Five. But then there wasn't one central piece, right? There was really two, you know. that kind of hung their hats in the Fab Five. I'll say that D Rose rookie year or MVP year before he tore his ACL, and I guess the Bulls had already done it, but they hadn't done it in a long time. It was D Rose's team with like Joakim Noah, but he was coming into his own. Like there's a lot of pieces in there that just Corey Brewer, another guy that just like they were working together, but D Rose was leading the charge. So I'll go that year. I can't remember.
Those are both good picks. I ended up doing 1996 UMass basketball. It was John Calipari's first squad, and Marcus Camby was the centerpiece.
Yeah.
Marcus Camby was like the first to do it, and
so you coach Cal in
the yeah, I'm Coach Cal, and I'm always the coach in the center.
I like that. All right.
Yeah. And yeah, they were a little unproven, but yeah, they were ranked number 1. They reached number 1 ranking in the country that year.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. We don't have a 7th grade class. Technically, we have one kid, but I lump him in with the 8th grade class.
Yeah.
So this is our 6th grade class, and so they just joined the youth this year. But they are probably our most vocal. They're probably our most vocal theological leaders in this group. Mm-hmm. And there are, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. There's like four pretty key contributors. And they're all really young. Yeah, they're kind of the lead dogs, to be honest.
All right, so there's 4 good pieces. They're vocal, they're loud. Now I got Fab 5 stuck in my head.
You said very what?
Yeah. Very energetic. Very flamboyant bunch.
Yeah, wearing black socks. Those are church socks. Give me Chris Slater's a bitch. Give me. No, I'm just kidding. I love Chris Slater. Yeah, give me. I'll go Fab 5. That's the one I'm going with.
I'm gonna go with Lob City Clippers.
Oh.
City Clippers.
Oh.
Wait, can Fitz be Donald Sterling there?
Oh gosh.
No. No, I can't even do them like that. No, we can let them go.
All right. You know what's funny? This is what started the whole idea, the whole concept, because I had the Fab 5.
There it is.
Yeah, I thought we had 5, and I feel like we're actually at 4 when I look at it.
You got to bring that kid in your office. I need you.
He's my.
Is it King?
Who is he?
King.
Who was the one that was the last to start in the Fab 5? Because there was Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Jimmy King. Who is the?
Yeah.
Who's the?
Was it Ray? Was it Ray Jackson?
Ray Jackson. Yeah. See, I got a kid that's the Ray Jackson. Yeah. We just got to get him.
I need you.
All right. 5th grade class. These are the ones joining us.
Is this our last one?
Season. There we go to 1st grade if you want to.
We're going to go to 5th grade tonight.
Okay. We'll save it.
Next week, we'll continue on this journey. I've been enjoying this.
That works. All right. 5th grade class. This is what I taught Sunday school this year. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like superstars. Like we're going to be adding 6 potential Hall of Famers to our squad.
Already. I got it already.
Like
all right,
just like this is a star-studded group.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, deep.
Right.
I have deep group of our key contributors.
Let me find the exact year just to make it.
So you got to think like Fab 5 is already here. This is like the It's gonna be out of It's gonna be out of control.
Let me see. Let me go back. Okay. I'm going with the 0-2 Sacramento Kings. Mike Bibby, Doug Christie,
Okay.
Body Divac. Got Peja, got Chris Webber, and then off the bench you got Hito. Actually, not even Hito. You got Bobby Jackson.
That's a good one.
And an
All
up
right.
and coming Gerald Wallace. You got an up and coming Gerald Wallace somewhere up down the line.
All right, I'm gonna go with arguably the best college football team ever put out there, 2001 Miami Hurricanes. You got 38 NFL roster players on ready to go for you.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty close. I've got the dream team, the 1992 United States basketball team.
You got Bird, Magic, Jordan.
Yeah,
You got
I
them
mean,
all.
just we're loaded. Like 6 out of 6 kids, and they're all just like freaking crazy. They're like in the best way. They're locked in.
I like that. I like
We do-
Devontae's are slept on, but I liked the Sacramento Kings. Like that's such a slept on team that people forget about.
They're sleeping on your fifth graders, man. How do you determine how good they are? Like, how do you determine personalities and stuff?
Yeah, how do you evaluate your prospects?
Yeah, because I'll tell you, because next week you have to chew on our 3rd grade class has been labeled crazy, in the worst way. It's like, oh gosh, what's gonna go on?
Yeah.
I think part of it is just, are they into what we do? If I say, all right, we're gonna sing tonight, that's a tough ask for some middle schoolers.
A lot of kids,
but
yeah.
some of them are into
For
it. Some of them are really into it, or they don't shy away from that. They're like, okay, let's go.
Give me the mic.
Or they showing up to things that they want to do it. They genuinely want to do it. Or they're just cool. They just legit. They're chill.
Fit sells weed to them on the side. Yeah, there's cool kids. That's good. All right, hey, that's gonna do it for the episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the Canes come back here, but if not, in 5, I feel good about it. We'll catch you guys next week.
Piece of you. I want the whole thing.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let them live.
That's not even close. It's not
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man,
graphics.
so smart.